What's up everyone? Katie from MB Tennis. Hope you guys are doing great today. Today we have reached the final 4 rackets, and one of those rackets will be my next racket. In today's video, we are going to narrow it down and take away 2 more rackets. So by the end of this video, we'll have 2 rackets that remain. Now, before we get into it, once again, thank you to TenCom. Without all this, would not be able to happen. So big thanks to Beckett and his TenCom team. Now, before we get into it, also, don't forget to like and subscribe. On our way to 10,000 subs, we have a lot of great content coming. This series is great, giving you guys the end of my racket journey and lots more to come. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. So back to the rackets. There's 4 left, guys. There is 4 left. We have a Radical Pro. We have the Extreme Tour Auxetic. We have the Solinco Whiteout Extended 18x20. And also we have the new Pro Staff 97. Now, what one do you guys think it's going to be? What 2 do you think are going to be left at the end of this video? Go comment right now and then see if you are correct by the end of the video. All right, so let's start with the very first semifinal. As you guys know, from looking at the draw, we have the Extreme Tour and the Radical Pro. Now, this was not an easy decision. This was a very, very tough decision. These are 2 rackets right now that I really, really like, but one needs to move forward. So first, let's talk a bit about the Radical Pro. So this is one of the rackets, like we talked about in the previous video, that was heavily customized by Beckett, all right? Now this racket is coming in at approximately 350 grams. You guys will have seen the specs in the previous video. Maybe we can overlay them here again. Once again, there was some customizations done. There's about 3 to 4 grams here up at 12 o'clock, and we have 10 down in the butt. I've tinkered with it over the last weeks as well and have kind of found the sweet spot. Once again, I have Solinco Confidential, my normal tension, 54, 52. And this racket plays incredible. Right now, I can't really seem to find a big knock on it. I really, really enjoy it. The plow that I'm really getting with this racket is next level. So this is something that I did not get when I was testing the Radical Pro back in the spring. I tested it stock. If you guys are really, really good listeners, you would know that I did add a little bit of weight to that Radical stock, and I still couldn't quite find the sweet spot to it. And I even thought it felt kind of heavy. And I think that's because I was just adding weight to the tip, and maybe that brought the swing weight up. But I really don't know what went wrong in that play test. I think I could have been, in hindsight, maybe a little bit afraid to switch rackets then too, because we weren't in the middle of our season then, or getting ready to go into our season. Now with these customizations, 10 grams in the butt and about 3 to 4 at 12 o'clock. The plow, like I said, is next level. I feel like I'm gonna swing on balls that are coming in fast, and it's butter smooth. So really, really liking this racket. There's not really anything to knock about it right now. The only thing I can think of is that with these Radicals, sometimes it's making a little bit of a weird sound, but I really found that more with the Radical MP, which has been eliminated. So if you haven't seen my first video, go check that out, where there's 8 rackets in the draw. But this Pro doesn't seem to have that sound quite as much, but I still can notice a little bit of that sound, but it's not near as bad. So that's on the Radical Pro. Now it's competitor, the Extreme Tour. Guys, you guys know, have a big history with this racket, especially its previous racket, the 360 edition. And you know, this has been my bread and butter, my stick for the last almost 3 years. I know what I'm gonna get out of it. It's a great stick. The problem with my old 360 the problem with my old 360 is that I felt like the stability was lacking a bit when balls were coming a little fast, you know, at the net sometimes. I also feel like I've tested some other frames, one of which I'll get to in this video, but also, you know, the Wilson shift, where I felt like my ball was really moving through the court and I was able to control that, and I feel like I could maybe get a little bit more power, and that's something that I actually do get from this Radical. So that's why we're on this journey, and unfortunately this racket plays so much like it plays so much like the 360. The only thing that I feel like it's a little bit different is it's a little bit more muted. The sound has a little bit more high pitched. I think there's something with the Extd technology that maybe changes the sound in some of these frames. The only head rackets that I haven't found that don't make the higher pitch sound with the Extd are the Gravities, and I didn't really love the Gravities, as you guys know. The Gravity MP is a great frame, but the Gravity Pro I really don't like. But the Gravities and the Prestige are the rackets that I really don't feel or hear that sound, where I do kind of hear it with these. But those are the really only changes that I noticed with this one. And I see you guys in the comments, you guys really think I'm going to switch to this one and just make all these videos and stuff, but you guys are wrong. The Radical Pro defeats the Extreme Tour, and the Extreme Tour is going to rest now. So semifinal number 1 is complete. Just overall, the Radical Pro has more to offer when customized. I've used this Extreme Tour, tried customizing it 2 different ways, got it up to almost 340, 338 to be exact, and just couldn't quite find the sweet spot really to make me want to stay with it. And this Radical just makes life more easy, and I like with the customization. So guys, it's been a slice, but the Extreme Tour is going to bed. All right, so that's semifinal number 1 complete. We have the Radical Pro headed to the finals. The next semifinal is a little bit different in a sense that I think it's more of a blowout. With the Radical and the Extreme, I feel like it was a tough decision. I actually had those Extremes that were brand new for a while, and I didn't tell you guys that, but was kind of waiting to see what I was going to do. But the Radical is better. So anyway, this is semifinal number 2. It's between the Solinco Whiteout Extended 1820, 98 square inches, and between the beloved Pro Staff 97. Beautiful frame. Everybody loves a good Pro Staff. So I said it was a blowout, and you know what? It was. First, let's talk about the Pro Staff. It did beat out the Radical MP in the quarterfinals. This racket has pinpoint precision. It's great. It feels nice in the hand. If you guys remember my Whiteout regular 98 review, I told you guys that I felt like that racket had a small grip, and that's something this Pro Staff does too, and that is not going to cut it when it comes to the semifinals of my Racquet Journey. Although I love it, it feels great on volleys, on serves. I can hit a beautiful one-handed backhand. Maybe not as good as this one, but good touch, good everything really with this racket. It's just when it's coming down to these things, it's little things, and I really feel like the Solinco does a better job, and I'll get into that in a second. But great frame. If you're somebody that's been with the Pro Staff for a while, check this one out. Review coming on this one, but everything just seems to be better with this Whiteout. Now guys, I've never played with an extended racket before. Pleasantly surprised. This thing is insane, guys. Like, it really has everything you want, and it's an extended racket, so you're getting that extra half inch, right, of everything, you could say. So one thing to mention too is Beckett from Temcom, the guy that's really helping me out on this journey. He switched to the 98. This is the extended, and there's something going on with this foam filled in 40T carbon, folks. It works like a charm. I can crack it. The depth is unbelievable. I get really great depth when not swinging 100%, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna fly out like maybe a pure arrow would, or other frames that have a little bit more juice. This 98 18 by 20 string bed is excellent. I think it performs a lot better than this 97 16 19. I strung it up, this one, with Head Hawk. Plays great in it. I think it will play really well with any poly that's probably in a 17 gauge. I think 16 might be too much, but once again, full review going to be coming on this one. I did mention one-handed backhands with this racket. Unreal. We'll talk about that in the full review of this one as well. But guys, this racket is very, very good and is a sleeper out there, and is definitely moving on to the finals of my racket journey. All right, guys, there you have it. Racket journey almost done. We've got 2 rackets moving on to the final. Whiteout Extended 1820 or Radical Pro. All right, so what one is it going to be? We're going to save that for the next video. Thank you guys for stopping by. Let me know what you think. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And the finals are next up.